Hey everyone, it's Optimus Prince here, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're doing a maintenance update with a new CR Touch. See, CR Touch. I will eventually learn how cameras work one day, but it will probably not be today. So if you're hoping for that, stop hoping for it. So we're going to do a CR Touch upgrade. We are going to do an extruder upgrade, and we are probably going to replace a Bowden tube, which I will go over in full with y'all in this video. So it is a little bit of a long form content, but hopefully y'all enjoy and like. So let's get to it. So we are going to do the extruder upgrade first. This is our extruder. So I'm going to pop this off real quick and we are going to look at it. So just real simply, the only thing that is connected to this extruder is this little bit of filament here and this plug here. So once I do this and cut that there, we will be ready. So give me just a second. I'm going to pop it off in just 2 seconds. All right, now as you can see, we do have our little extruder off. And what we're going to do today is just real simply, we're going to replace two parts on it that I want to replace. I've been wanting to replace these parts for a while. We are going to replace this part here because it has a metal beveled insert there, which I do not like. I like it to be like my other one. So this will make them perfectly the same. And we are going to replace this part here. So give me just 1 second and I will have this one replaced in just a moment. Now, as you can see, I have went ahead and took off this main top piece here, which kind of leaves it just a little wiggly woggly. So while I'm here, and it's always a great idea while you have it mostly broken down to go ahead and replace this if you see any kind of wear and tear on it. Now, there's not a whole lot of wear on it, but I'm gonna go ahead and replace it because I have one that I wasn't planning on ordering anyway. It just came free with it. Might as well go ahead and replace it. So give me a second and you will see this brand new shiny one put on there. Now, when putting your new one on, there will be a little hole right there. Make sure you're getting plenty of teeth on that hole to ensure that you're getting good extrusion, and then it's gripping onto the filament and shoving it through there in the correct and proper way. So let's go ahead and finish off the rest of this and get it all the way put on there. All right, so now everything is swapped over. Everything is clicking just fine. It gives just a little bit of motion, keeps it nice and tight. Now, one of the big reasons why I do this is because there is no bevel on that. That is just metal in a beveled-like fashion in there. There's no insert in that. So it makes the filament a little bit easier if the filament's not quite perfect, or it's a little off, or something like that happens, or there's a bubble in it. It may be able to pass through, so it may save your print just that little bit more often than not. And honestly, I just really like the black and red aesthetic. It's just a cool aesthetic and it just makes everything look just a little bit neater. So anyways, as we're going through here, I'm going to reinstall this, and as you can hear, my fan is on in the background. I'm heating up the filament right now. That way when I install it, I don't have any filament to worry about. It's already out of the system and we're good to go. So give me just a second to go ahead and get that put on. All right, and amazingly, that's it. That's all there is to basic maintenance other than putting it back on the machine like you found it. Really, there's nothing much to it. Now we're going to go into a little more advanced maintenance, okay? This is something that had happened to a wonderful little part that I love called the CR Touch. And if you're unfamiliar with the CR Touch, I can tell you right now, they are about the best thing in the world, and I love mine. I love it almost as much as I love the cat I affectionately have named Grandma. Honestly, it doesn't yell at me for food, so I might love it just a smidge more, to be honest with you. But basically, what has happened is on my CR Touch, this little part here has completely just shattered off. Now, I did super glue it back, and that did last for 2 or 3 prints, but that's about as much as I could have expected from it. It wasn't going to last long term. There's no way in the world it would have. So let me go through here and show you how it looks right now and why we wait to start prints before we check our machine. That right there is my CR Touch. Same part, same everything. But as you can see, that's That's not going to be good at bed measuring. That's not going to level anything right there. That is a fire hazard. If I'm being completely honest, that is what that looks like to me. That looks like a fire hazard and a way to not have a good time. So we're going to go ahead and replace everything from this part downwards. So I'm going to go ahead and unscrew these two little screws here. There's one here and there's one back here. And then I am going to just literally slip that into place of that, and the machine should know no difference. So give me just a second and you'll see that here in just a minute. Now, as you can see, my fan is on full blast. I don't know why, but this fan is always on full blast. That just goes to show you how smart I am sometimes. It is lighting up purple. That means it is functional, it is active, it is ready to go. We just have to really just figure out the last couple of things and it'll be done. And really the last couple of things is just starting a print. That's about all there is to it. Now, I do want you to note not to throw anything away, because I'll show you why in here in a second. So one of the big reasons I don't throw anything away ever is because for whatever reason, let's say I get a new 3D printer from Facebook Marketplace or wherever it may be. It may need one of these. It may need these parts. It may need a new spring. It may need several new springs, couplings, couplers, whatever it may be. Now, you may look at this and say, well, there's nothing there for you to use. Well, no, actually there's quite a bit here for me to use. There's all the internal mechanism. There's the probe, which is why I get the CR Plus or CR Touch replaceable. So let's say one of my probes gets bent. That's either 3 days waiting on Amazon to hopefully get me my order, or I disassemble this one, take the probe out, disassemble the broken one while I already have one in order, and try to replace it. Worst case scenario, I already have 2 broken probes. What does it matter? Best case scenario, I fix it, and now I have a spare probe for the next time one of them breaks, because they will break. That's just what's going to happen. They will break. We go through these things like nobody's business. It happens. It's okay. No harm, no foul. So there's always a point in holding on to everything when you're 3D printing or when you're trying to start your 3D printing experience. Just because you think, oh, I have all these extra parts, I don't need them. Yes, you do. I can promise you, you do. I have a whole toolbox, which most mechanics would think would be enough to work on any standard car that you'd have in your driveway, full of nothing but 3D printer parts. And I promise you, it's full. Most of the time, it's full of extra parts. But anyways, that's Alchemist Prints. That's all for today. See ya.